Does Taylor Swift's endorsement of Kamala Harris make you more enthusiastic about Harris's candidacy, less enthusiastic about Harris's candidacy, or does it even make a difference? Look at this. The Taylor Swift endorsement not only didn't affect the race, but had a negative effect on Kamala Harris's campaign. If you look at the numbers here, you can see that 18 to 34, more enthusiastic, only 8%, less enthusiastic, 11%. Which means that after Taylor Swift's endorsement, the less enthusiastic about Kamala Harris's campaign was a net 3 percentage points. No difference, 80%, meaning most of Taylor Swift's audience, they like her music. Sure, they like to go to the concerts. Maybe they even like to watch her at the football games, but they don't care who she's voting for, and they're not going to let it change their opinion. 35 to 49%, which, let's be honest, that's where all the Taylor Swift people really live. It's not the young girls, it's the moms. The moms that grew up listening to Taylor, they're all millennials now. They've got kids of their own. They're dragging these girls out to the Eras Tour. We know who you are. 34 to 49, 5% or more enthusiastic, 12 or less. Meaning you've got a net gain of 7 for Taylor Swift turned people off of Kamala Harris. 83% just don't give a rat's patootie about what Taylor Swift said. That's not the only one, though. Look at this one. Look at this Quinnipiac poll. This one shows Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, Donald Trump ahead total, 48 to 47%. So Quinnipiac has Donald Trump ahead nationwide. But look at the breakdowns, okay? Republicans, Democrats, independents. Donald Trump carrying independents 47%. 47%. Donald Trump is carrying independents by 47%. If you look at men and women, those are pretty typical. But look at the end here. Look down here. Hispanics, the very last column. Donald Trump is winning with Hispanics 52 to 44%. That's 8 percentage points difference. 52 to 44%. Donald Trump wins with Hispanic voters over Kamala Harris. And the reason is because everybody thinks Donald Trump's just a better candidate. There's a flurry of activity in the Kamala Harris camp today. They are panicked. They're running around going, what do we do? What do we do? How do we fix this? They're trying to schedule interviews that Kamala Harris is going to have sit-downs with an MSNBC reporter. They know that there's going to be no debate because Kamala Harris, she blew that chance. She had the chance to debate Donald Trump 3 times. She chose once. Now she wants more because her campaign is not doing well at all. And here's CNN to explain just how not well it's doing.
Take a look at Trump's advantage on the economy. 50% of likely voters say they trust him to handle the economy more than Harris. Only 39% of likely voters say so of Harris, again, on issue number 1.
39% of voters feel that Kamala Harris is going to be better on the economy. 50% for Donald Trump, and neither 11%. 11%. 11 percentage points is a lot of percentage points. It's double digits. By the way, that's Jeffrey Toobin. And you remember Jeffrey Toobin was the guy that did the naughty on the Zoom call? Dana Bash has to stand there. And I can't imagine. Say what you will about Dana Bash or Dana Bash, whatever, the thing. Say what you will about her, but she holds it together. I could not stand across from Jeffrey Toobin and listen to him say anything and not just think, dude, you whipped it out on a Zoom call. But anyway, I digress.
It is really stunning if you think about these numbers. 20% more of voters say that they are worried about the economy, and that's their number one issue more than anybody else. And look at his lead on this.
Yeah, they can't believe it. They're thinking to themselves, wait a minute, how is it that Donald Trump is stronger on the economy when Kamala Harris has been out there telling people she's going after price gougers? Kamala Harris has been saying, look, I was born a middle-class woman. How does that not translate to I feel more confident? Kamala Harris is going after price gougers, and she was born to a middle-class mother. She wasn't able to afford her own house till she was a teenager. And somehow voters don't equate that to this woman knows how to handle the economy. They look at Donald Trump. They look at what he does. They look at him going to grocery stores. They remember back to 4 years ago, and they're not misremembering. They remember exactly what's going on. They remember that Donald Trump was the guy that put more money in their pockets, that cut their taxes, that stretched their paychecks, that got them bonuses. Donald Trump was, we were in the salad days, not to mention we were safe and we had a border and we had a strong military and there weren't any wars. That's for later. That's for later in the program. But when it comes to the economy, most people don't believe that Kamala Harris will help them, and most people actually believe she'll hurt them. And why is that? Well, CNN continued their survey, and they found out that Kamala Harris has a huge problem. She's an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, she is, but that's not the big problem. The problem is the other idiot that she will forever be tied to.
Look, she's got a major problem. It's Joe Biden and the fact that she's his vice president. In our CNN survey yesterday, 51% of registered voters said that Trump had a successful presidency. Only 37% said the same about Biden and Harris. A lot of that has to do with the economy, and it mostly has to do with inflation. And so she's yet to look into a television camera and say, here are 2 or 3 things that Joe Biden did that I disagreed with, and I would do it differently, and I've learned from that. She's effectively running on a continuation of the same. People don't like the same, and they remember Trump better. I don't know how you expect to win under those circumstances.
People aren't misremembering the way that Chris Coons wanted it. Chris Coons like, no, you're misremembering. No, we're not. We get it. We understand exactly what's going on. We know that Joe Biden messed this up. We know that Kamala Harris is Joe Biden's VP. We know that she's not going to be able to change anything. And we know that Donald Trump is the guy to make America great again, to make America stronger and richer and safer and better and greater. We know what the difference is. We're not idiots. And this CNN poll now proves that we're not idiots. And the problem the Democrats have is the issues they want this election to be on are not the issues that anyone really cares about. The issues that they want this to be on, they want it to be on abortion. And sure, abortion's a big issue, but it's not the biggest. Not when you don't care about your future children or getting pregnant if you can't feed the babies that you have. If you can't feed your children or yourself, if you're working 2 or 3 jobs, let's face it, you don't have time to get pregnant. If you're working 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet, you're going to bed alone. Or if you're not, you're like, don't even touch me because I'm so exhausted. I've been running around working 3 jobs because of Bidenomics. Abortion is not the number one issue on anyone's mind. You know what the worst thing in the world is? Pain. It stops you in your tracks. I have all these great ideas and I have all these things that I want to do and this podcast and videos. And then if there's intense pain anywhere in my body or if there's this constant pain, it just stops me in my tracks and I'm nowhere near as effective as I want to be. And if I'm not effective, if I'm not able to do the things I love, then I'm not happy. And that's why pain relief and getting relief for your pain is so important. If you suffer from daily pain, I'd like you to listen very carefully because what we all know about pain is about to change forever. I don't know if you've heard of Clint Winters, but he is a renowned health expert and he has come up with a brand new drug-free way to treat and get rid of your constant pain. You've probably heard about this. It's a brand new natural pain reliever called Canalidine. It's a 100% drug-free way to get rid of pain without dangerous pills. Nobody wants to take pills. And that's why Canalidine has become the #1 go-to pain reliever for millions of Americans. Canalidine is the future of pain relief. And Clint Winters explains it best. And if you'd like to hear his explanation and see how Canalidine can help you with your pain in a drug-free way that millions of Americans are already reacting to and using and thriving with, then go to trykono.com/MarkK. trykono.com/MarkK. Go to trykono.com/MarkK, MarkKaye now, and see for yourself. Here's the best part. If you click the link below today, you can access the only Canalidine product in the world for less than $1 per day. trykono.com/MarkK, MarkKaye. January 6th, and the peaceful transfer of power, no matter what David Muir, the worst person in the world, wants you to believe. David Muir from ABC News wasted several minutes of everyone's time in what turned out to be the only presidential debate we're going to have because there's not going to be any more. And he asked a question, a blatantly biased question about January 6th and the peaceful transfer of power. And nobody cares about January 6th or the peaceful transfer of power. How do I know that? Because MSNBC asked people and they didn't care. This one guy, listen to this clip. This one guy didn't even know that January 6th was in January.
Talk to me about your level of interest in the criminal charges and so forth.
February 6th?
January 6th.
January 6th. So I remember that day.
No, you don't. February 6th? No, January 6th. Yeah, January 6th. Yeah, I remember that day. No, you don't remember that day. Nobody cares about January 6th. It's not an issue. The transfer was passed. The transfer of power passed peacefully as the Constitution has allowed it to do so. Joe Biden stood up. He put his hand on the Bible, yada, yada, yada. He became president. Now we're trying to undo all of that with yet another peaceful transfer of power. But January 6th is so not even an issue that this guy believes it was in February. That's how much people don't care about it. I guarantee this guy doesn't know when January 6th was, but he knows exactly how much money he's paying in taxes. He knows exactly how much it costs for a 6-pack of beer or a 12-pack of beer. He knows exactly how much it costs to fill up his truck. That's the important issue. Nobody cares what happened on January 6th. Nobody cares about your right to abortions. What we care about is the money or the lack thereof in our lives. She continued.
Okay, so when I say January 6th, what do you think?
Oh, I just remember seeing it on the news, like all the riots and stuff. Don't really know what it was about or what happened, though.
How did it make you feel when you saw it?
I don't know. I don't really feel any way about it. People showed their emotion, I guess. Probably in the wrong way, but it happened.
Oh, look at that. People showed their emotion. Probably in the wrong way, but it happened. People showed their emotion. You know where else they showed their emotion? In Minneapolis, Minnesota, after George Floyd. They showed their emotion in Kenosha, Wisconsin. They showed their emotion in Seattle, Washington, when they took over 6 city blocks and called it Chaz. They gave it some cool hipster name like Chaz. Their own little autonomous zone. Where they showed their passion and their opinions when they took to the streets of New York and Washington D.C. for all kinds of different people. Do this all the time. January 6th is no different, and it's not an issue that anyone cares about except for the Democrats.
I know he was the standing president. I'm not familiar with the charges that are being brought against him for that. I'm not following that charge or I know there's multiple court cases going on. I'm just not familiar with it.
That doesn't sound like it's going to be a factor in deciding who to vote for.
No,
of course it's not going to be a factor in deciding who to vote for. Don't you people look at your own polls? It's the economy, stupid. That's your own party has told you that over and over, ever since Bill Clinton. It's the economy, stupid. And the economy right now is stupid.